Life is for living, and at First International Bank and Trust, we're all about living, helping your dreams come true. Because we're not just in the banking business. We're in the first home business, the community sponsorship business, the how do I make this happen business, making your banking life easy so you can focus on what matters most. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
A family farm is, well, different. The cab of a tractor is the CEO's office. Board meetings are held on the bed of Grandpa's pickup. And a conference call is a holler across the yard. To hurry your chores, kids, there's homework to be done. A family farm is about family pride as much as profit. Farmers Union Insurance believes this way of life is worth protecting. Because this isn't just where we work, it's also our family's home. Farmers Union Insurance, simply different.
Once again from the Bonfire Studios North, it's another episode of Tauros Weekly. I'm your host, Peter Theodos. Joining me, as always, Mr. Ken Oda. And Ken, we have hockey again this weekend.
We do. We are back at it finally. slow start, just that one game so far out of the Christmas break. It'll be good to get back to it. And
We haven't played a game yet in 2021.
It'll be good to see some different faces. I'm kind of sick of looking at Aberdeen and Bismarck just over and over again.
Exactly.
So it'll be good to get the Kenai Brown Bears in.
Yeah, Kenai will be in town. Team we don't, as you said, don't usually get to see, but because of COVID and all that, they're playing the entire season in Minnesota this year, so that allows them to come here this weekend. And originally we were scheduled to play them, and then obviously with everything we weren't, and now we are again. And like you, I'm excited to see a different team.
Yeah, and it's as you mentioned, they're not in the division, so we don't see them a lot. But 11 games all time against Kenai. I think we've seen them once at the showcase, and then 5 trips there, 5 trips for them down here. So we've had some battles with them, 5-1 all time against Kenai, but we haven't seen them, I think, since 2017. So we're due. And
besides a new team, a lot of new faces in that Tauros locker room. I was writing them down, and obviously I put in Gabe Temple, who played New Year's Eve, but still a new face. Hasn't played a game yet here in Minot. And Robert Kincaid, who was on the show last week, but still hasn't played a game with us. And then including those two, I counted 8 new names on the board. Yeah,
a lot of new names, a lot of new faces. So, I think a lot of factors went into it. Obviously, the coaching staff wasn't happy with the last 3 games, the 2 right before the Christmas break against Bismarck, and then the loss to Bismarck on New Year's Eve. So, obviously, that was some of it, but also with the Canadian leagues not starting up now, the BCHL, the AJHL, that are probably right about on the same level as the North American Hockey League. There's a lot of players, either both Canadian and American, who are looking for a place to play, and a lot of talented players. So,
and when teams
some roster moves were made.
Yeah, and because teams in our division are adding these players, you got to keep up with them. And we lost a couple of good players, a couple of guys that were on the team last year. But at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for the team.
Certainly do.
And one of the guys that we kept and we're excited to have back on the show is the captain for the 2020-21 Minotauros. Let's welcome Jack Westlund back onto the show. Westy, welcome to Tauros Weekly.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Ken and I were just talking about all the new faces in the locker room. Has it kind of been interesting and different for you, obviously being the captain and leading this team, to kind of try to get this team to form some new team chemistry essentially over again?
Yeah, it's been a little difficult, especially when some of those guys who left or are gone now were good friends of mine and I had good chemistry with from last year and whatnot. But it's tough too. Also, we can't do a ton of stuff as a big group with COVID and whatnot, and go to eat it with the whole team and stuff like that. So it's hard regardless if we had been together all year versus having guys coming in now. But I think once we start playing games and get into a good routine, the chemistry will just go through the roof, just because that's when you start battling for each other.
I was looking at, we haven't played a game outside of North Dakota, with the exception of that one preseason game down to Aberdeen, which also was just a day trip. We didn't stay in the hotel. We haven't stayed in a hotel as a team since last March.
Watford City.
That also was preseason and still in also in North Dakota. So how much will just in this second half finally getting some road games in and some road trips, how much will that help get the guys together?
That'll help a ton. I mean, not only the hotel, just on the bus, just messing around, watching movies, playing NHL on the TV, just chatting, telling stories. That's huge for guys to gel.
What have your thoughts been so far on the new guys that you've that are in town? Obviously, some of them have been here for a week, some of them just a couple of practices. But what have you seen from these guys that they bring to the table that you're excited about?
I'm not going to go too much into depth, name through name. It'll take a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they all seem like awesome guys, really, really down to earth, ready to work hard, and I think they'll help the team out a lot.
Some of those guys haven't played since last spring when COVID shut the seasons down for everyone. Have you noticed the new guys maybe after getting a few practices in sort of start to knock the rust off a little bit?
I mean, yeah, a little bit for a couple. I mean, I know for Kincaid, I think he said he couldn't skate for like months before he got here, and then I'm not saying he was struggling at all, but I think now, since he's had a couple weeks to get back into a rhythm, he's been lights out.
We had Cade Stibbe come back from the USHL earlier in the year, and you've played some games with him. But obviously, the next guest we're going to have on the show, Jay Buchholz, he got in last night. Today was his first day back at practice in a Tauros uniform. How good was it to kind of just have to see a couple of old faces from the team last year back in the locker room?
It was awesome to see Jay. I mean, we were really good buddies last year. We got along really well. We sat next to each other in the locker room, I think, or maybe Billy was between us. So we messed around a lot. We kept in touch when he was in Sioux Falls, and I wanted the best for him, but I was really, really happy that I got to see him and play with him again.
You're second on the team in points, 10 points so far on the season. How happy are you with your individual performance so far?
I've been playing all right. It definitely can bring it up a notch, and I think after this long break we've had, I think I'll be ready to reach a new level.
Wally Mock checking in, saying good evening to everyone. Helen Zahn, Nana checking in, saying hello. Ken and Peter. Some guy named Ryan Peterson says, "Hey, I know that guy." I'm assuming.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you as the captain have taken on some extra responsibility this year. A lot of new guys on the team, a lot of young guys on this team, some 01s, 02s, a couple of 03s even. For you, how much do you work with those younger guys or talk to those younger guys, take them under your wing? Are you more of a lead by example, or are you talking to some of these younger guys?
I don't really talk X's and O's a ton unless they have a question. Like, they come up to me and ask. Like, maybe if once in a while, if there's something I see, I'll give them my 2 cents. But I try more to lead by example. But these new guys we got this year, young guys, have been phenomenal. They all work as hard as they can, and they come ready to get better every day.
Couple more people checking in real quick on Facebook. Bruce Hufford saying, "Hey guys." Caden Scott, another guy you may know, saying that's my captain. And then some guy named Kyler Clevin checking in, say, "Whoa, Jack Westlund, my 5th favorite Toro."
Ooh, that's tough luck. Tell Kyler you didn't even make top 20 of my favorite Waterloo Blackhawks.
So talking about some of those young guys, and now we've talked about it over the years on Tauros Weekly or just on the broadcast, talking to the coaches about how kind of the second half of the season you're not a rookie anymore, right? So you've got guys like Ike and Stax and Bubba, guys who are on the younger end of the scale. It's going to be a battle the second half of the season, 40 games in 3 months or something like that. How much are you guys going to depend on those young guys taking the step and really becoming quality North American Hockey League players?
We'll rely on them a ton. I mean, you got to have every guy going day in and day out, otherwise you're not going to win hockey games. It's you need all 20 guys to step up, do their part, and I think these guys will be up to the task, no doubt. They work harder than most guys out there that I've seen.
Another guy that's coming in to play next year is your brother. Did you talk to him a lot about what to expect here in Minot, kind of like what everything is? And did he ask what your opinion was, and how much did you kind of, I don't want to say influence his decision, but how much did you guys just talk about Minot?
We talked a lot even before they were really a question. I mean, me and my brother are close. We played together all the time growing up, and shooting pucks in the garage, whatnot. So he knew a lot of the stuff out, like what it already was before, like Lonky reached out and then Wags. But I think I persuaded him a little bit just because he's heard how much fun I've had and what a great experience it's been for me so far. So I think that, helps. So I think I played a little part, but it speaks for itself coming here.
You mentioned what a great time you've had here in Minot. This is your 20-year-old season, so your last year. Do you have any kind of goals? Most guys will always say team success, and that's certainly a big part of it. But you're wrapping up your junior career. Do you have any goals for yourself personally as you close out your Toro career?
Obviously I want to win a Robbie, but then I want to try and get a Division I scholarship out of this and keep playing.
Jack, we appreciate you coming on the show, and best of luck this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Fans, that is Tauros captain Jack Westlund. And as we switch really quick, Pete, Bone Break checking in saying, love watching you guys in Minot in Denver now. Still try to catch the games online. And Pete, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate that.
And now joining us, we weren't sure if we'd get to say that
Exactly,
this
yeah.
year, but we're certainly excited to say it. Former Toro once again, Jay Buchholz. Jay, welcome back in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And for fans that don't know, if the woman Helen Zahn that's always checking in is Jay's Nana, so
Clev's Nana, right?
or Clev's Nana.
Clev's
I'm sorry, yeah. So, but obviously you spent a lot of time with them, so
yeah, she's just like my Nana too. So.
exactly. So, what's it like being back in Minot? Obviously, welcome back first off.
Yeah,
but
thank you.
what's it like being back here?
I like it a lot. I'm really glad everyone just opened me up with open arms. But it's nice being back in Minot and going back to the same billet and just kind of being familiar with everything.
I know it's got to be a little bittersweet. You obviously you were playing in the USHL. You want to stick there in Sioux Falls, but did it make it a little bit easier to take getting cut, knowing you were coming back here as opposed to being cut and having to find a new place?
Yeah, exactly. Guys get cut and they have no idea where they're gonna go. So coming back here is huge, and I kind of know what everything's about, and Wags and Waz and same coaching staff, front office, and everything. So it's really nice being able to come back to here.
How much did you follow the Tauros while you were down in Sioux Falls?
I follow them quite a bit. Every time I'd get a chance, I'd try to watch you guys' game. But if I couldn't, I'd be watching the game cast or check the scoreboard afterwards.
I know we were all doing the same thing for you too. Yeah. What was your reaction walking into the locker room and kind of seeing some familiar faces like Jack and Stibby and all that, but also seeing a bunch of new ones? Yeah,
it was exciting seeing the guys. The only time I got to see them was main camp, and other than that, though, the new guys, I think we got a pretty good group of guys from what I could see one day. But it was nice to meet the new guys for sure.
Obviously, you've played with Cade Stibby for a while, and you knew him, and he kind of voiced his excitement to be back. What did you talk? How much did you talk to him about coming back? And then when you found out, what did you say to him?
I said I was just pretty excited to come back. We've played together since high school, and I think we'll play well together. And I was just pretty excited to come back.
Fans are really excited for you to be back as well. I think I threw a picture of you just on the bench in practice this morning up, and it's been probably one of our more popular tweets of the last few months. So fans are excited to be back. How much did you miss playing in front of Toro fans?
No, I missed a lot. All the fans that come they love the Tauros, and they do anything for us, and we appreciate everything they do for us, and we just try to get a good game for them.
Last season it kind of looked like the Tauros were going to make another push towards the playoffs, and then obviously COVID shut us down. Yeah. Now that you're back here in the second half, do you kind of feel like you have some unfinished business that you need to take care of?
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. I think I thought last year we had a pretty good chance going to the playoffs. Anything can happen in playoffs. But we got a really strong veteran group. I think a lot of 20-year-olds here, and I think we can make it a pretty far push.
You mentioned a couple answers ago that you appreciate the fans and how much they do for us, and earlier Peter had asked you about walking into the locker room. How about the new dry room that the Booster Club put in? How cool was that to see walking into the building?
It was super amazing. I kind of walked in thinking it was just going to be a stick rack in there, and I saw all the stalls, and it kind of shook me first.
I just had another brain fart. This happened a couple weeks ago.
So second half of the season coming up, we have about 42 games left, I think. Here we've played 18. Sitting in second place, how excited are you to get back into the battles of the Central Division here?
Oh yeah, it's a grind every night, and you can't take a night off in the Central Division, and I think everyone's kind of excited. No one's played a game in a while here since just right after New Year's, I think. So I think everyone's ready to go for this weekend.
Monica Hart checking in saying, "Hi Jay, P.S. Minotauros have the best social media coverage covering their players and team. Go Tauros." So the fact that happened right after that little thing, so not so great. Obviously, you probably, as we talked to Westy, same thing, winning a Robertson Cup. That's probably the ultimate goal. But what are some goals that you have personally that you want to?
Just like Westy, 20-year-old season here, you're wrapping up your junior career. What are some of your goals?
Yeah, I would say one of my goals is get a Division I college scholarship, and other than that, just have a good year and finish hard and play hard and just do everything I can to help the team win.
And I do apologize because I might mess this up, but Kelly Mitchell Grosteder.
Yeah.
We are cheering for you from Sioux Falls. Go Jay. Is
Yeah.
that your?
That was my billet mom.
That your billet mom? What was she like?
Oh, she's awesome. They're a lot of fun. Jeremy, Kelly, yeah, they're great people. And yeah, Russell and I actually lived with them, so no, it was a blast.
So they were taking care of a couple of Tauros.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Awesome.
How good is it back to be living with Tim and Jody Meckel, your billets that you had last year?
Yeah, I missed them a lot, and I was really thankful that I could just go back to living there and not make it or have to find a new house.
All right.
Well, Jay, welcome back to Minot. I know everyone's excited to have you back here, and we look forward to seeing you back out on the ice.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Fans, that is Jay Buchholz. And Ken, a couple of quick things to wrap up with.
Yep.
The Dash auction still going on.
Yes, bids on all kinds. I know there's a pennant signed by the whole team.
There's 2 pennants signed by the team.
Some jerseys, some pucks, all kinds of goodies. We've got lighter, with North Dakota moving into yellow, lighter restrictions, so there are tickets available. We still encourage fans, please, if you can, buy your tickets online in advance. That way we don't have lines at the box office window. And also, it's not full attendance, so once we're out of ticket availability, we will be shutting down tickets. So the easiest way to guarantee you're in the building Friday and Saturday night is to buy your tickets online, gotauros.com.
And another event that we are going to be putting on February 12th and 13th is going to be Agriculture Weekend.
And on the 13th?
On February 13th, we have country music artist Brandon Ball coming in from Nashville through a connection I had with a college teammate. He's going to be coming in doing a little pregame show and
singing the anthem and
singing
during intermission, I believe.
Yep, first intermission show. So make sure you get your tickets February 13th. I know we put out something, or my buddy put out something earlier on the 12th, but it is now going to be on the 13th. So make sure you get your tickets for that game.
Yeah.
And that'll do it here from the Bonfire Studios North for Sean Bachhoven. As always, doing a great job behind the scenes. That's Ken Oda. I'm Peter Theodos. We'll see you next week.
Shut up and sit down.